Okay, so it seems like recently there's been a little bit of an update in terms of Fillian and also ChaChaYourVMom. Now, if you don't know, obviously we covered some drama a while ago where essentially ChaChaYourVMom was under a lot of fire for a joke that she made about Fillian. Now, of course, this was pretty funny at the end of the day and a lot of people did enjoy it, but it essentially ended up with her getting some backlash from some people over on Twitter about this clip. And this clip essentially is talking about where Fillian is. Now, if you haven't, been caught up on all of it, I've made quite a few videos on it if you guys want to go back and check it. But essentially, Fillian has been away on hiatus, right? She's been away for quite a bit now and ended with her Minecraft marathon, which was with other people like Vidal, Neurosama, and Krelly. And yeah, she ended up adding some little clips and stuff, essentially starting an ARG, right? And people have been following that. We've been going through the document that has been covering a lot of the kind of stuff that they've dug up about it. And well, yeah, it seems like as well there's been more stuff, including Fillian deleting videos recently, deleting over 303. I say deleting, removing. We don't know if they're privated or fully deleted or whatever. I'm gonna assume it's privated, but hey, you never actually know. But yeah, a lot of people have been pretty interested in what is going on, as it seems like she is slowly fading away. And of course, with Chacha being so close to Fillian, people have been asking, why, where is she? What was she doing? And she essentially made the joke that ICE took her away and deported her, essentially. And of course, this was during a time whenever there was a lot of tension, especially with ICE, as some stuff had happened just a couple of days before, I'm pretty sure, whatever. And people were pretty mad at that. But it was a joke. It was a joke towards Fillian. Obviously, Fillian would have found it funny. I think that all the people involved in the joke, I don't think it was really that big of a deal, right? And I think the main audience of Chacha as well don't care either. They were very, they're like, oh, what the hell? Like, why are people getting mad at this? And Chacha did end up responding to it, saying that she didn't care either, and that, all of her audience don't really care. And it was very evident by looking at the stream and looking at her videos as well. They haven't been, disliked all of a sudden or whatever, because her audience sticks with her, which is great to see, right? But it seems like she's actually kind of commented on the Fillian situation again, which I thought was quite funny. Yeah, this is essentially the clip that she had to talk about where Fillian is. So this is her next kind of, I guess, she says, I finally came clean about where Filliana is.
Okay, guys, I'll tell you what really happened to Fillian, okay? It was an accident, but it's kind of my fault. So, I was disciplining Fillian. My chocolate throw was too powerful with the gamer subs. So I hit Filliana with a chancla and accidentally sent her into orbit. Filliana blasting off again. I don't know where we thought we had a tracking device on her, but I guess in the impact of wherever she fell, the tracker broke. So we don't know where Filliana is. I thought you installed the tracking device deep within her butt cheek. I don't know, she might have bounced too many times. I'm sorry, guys. But that's what really happened to Filliana. I chonklet her way too hard. Okay, guys.
So yeah, obviously, it was a little bit of a joke at the end of the day, just saying that she chonklet her too hard. And I did think it was quite funny, right? Because, of course, there is the very obvious kind of, not elephant in the room, but the obvious... a lot of people have been watching this being like, oh, did she say something controversial again? Did she talk about ICE again or whatever? And obviously she didn't. But again, I do think it's quite funny that she has kind of followed up with that. And a lot of people say, so what you're saying is she's the first furry on Mars. But in reality, Filliana is still fine, right? Fillian, we miss you. We will miss you forever. We miss her wherever Fillian is. I hope she's okay. Is Fillian the Zoro of VTubers then constantly lost? And obviously, yeah, lots of people making jokes about it, right? And I do think that it is quite funny that a lot of her friends have been kind of commenting on it and talking about it because, the big, the theory that has been going around whenever it comes to the ARG and her being missing is that she's going to return with some big VTuber debut or some kind of big VTuber, project or just something to do with a big kind of announcement, right? And again, many people have been speculating that, but there's also been many theories as well of people talking about the fact that maybe this all means nothing, right? She's literally just gone on a break. She kind of set this up and she isn't actually going to be announcing anything in the future, which I also think would be quite funny too. Just essentially sending people on this like wild goose chase and then essentially just being like, hey guys, I'm back. Yeah, I don't have any new news. I was just kind of tricking y'all. and that's about it. Which again, that would also be pretty funny. But I think there is something bigger behind this because, of course, Fillian has never officially had a debut. So a lot of people think that this could finally be her debut, especially with stuff, for example, like her Twitter page. She's changed the bio. I'm pretty sure it's like something in training, and now it's changed to something else, which again, I do think is actually very interesting, because that does kind of suggest maybe there could be some kind of debut going on. And yeah, people obviously don't really some people didn't really know the past about Fillian and stuff. They don't really know exactly, the fact that this would be her first debut, because many people were saying, oh, maybe she'll re-debut. But technically, she hasn't even in the first place. So again, it is technically a first debut, if you really think about it, despite how big she is and how, much of an audience she's kind of picked out, right? People saying we have a lost child. Be on the lookout for our lost little Filipino boy. That I think the impact of the hit broke the tracker. She was captured and sent to the Philippines. So obviously, some people still bringing it up and still kind of like referencing it, which honestly I think it's fine, right? And obviously, you said I feel like it's not true, and it still makes me worry about her. And yeah, a lot of people have been worrying, actually worrying, like outside of the jokes, because obviously, what Chacha saying is a joke. I mean, if you can guess, I don't think she can hit someone that hard, but maybe you didn't get that. But no, there has been people that are genuinely worried, that think that maybe something is up or something has happened to Fillian. And I think the reactions from people like Chacha making jokes like this kind of tells you that it's fine, right? Because if something wasn't fine, I doubt she would be making jokes like this, talking about like, oh, why she's away and whatever. I feel like, she's fine. I feel like there isn't anything going on apart from obviously the build up to what could be a new announcement, or even just a slight hiatus break, right? People are worried that this might be the end of Fillian. People are worried that maybe they will never see her again, and that this is actually just her fading out. That is it. And there's not going to be some big comeback. But I do think, I just don't see any reason why she would, fully kind of erase everything and fully, go away, because I think it just doesn't make sense, right? This is obviously her career, and I feel like, maybe she wants to kind of, improve things. And again, she never said in the kind of actual like marathon thing at the end of the ARG kind of clips and things at the end of the stream. I don't think she ever mentioned like going away forever, right? She said like, I'm going away for a while, but not, not forever. So again, that is something to kind of point out. And again, she has been losing videos and stuff on her account, but I still think at the end of the day, it's nothing to be worried about, right? I feel like, you're still fine. I feel like, she's going to come back at some point, whether it's, next week or whether it's in the next, 2-3 months or so. You never know, right? And it could be even longer. It could be even shorter, right? And it's only for us to kind of like, find out. But I think with a lot of the kind of fading of her profile picture and with the kind of her deleting the videos, it seems like there is a gradual kind of build up to something, and we're pretty close to it being fully faded, at least the profile picture. So again, I do think that kind of hints at something that could be coming, and by the time this fully fades, it will be there. And again, that makes me think that time is running out. Time is kind of it's going to be soon. Something is going to happen, whatever that may be, whatever theory that you kind of get behind, right? But hey, we'll have to see. And of course, I'm very excited to see what Fillian has in store for whenever she comes back. Because again, if you are worrying about this, don't worry. It's fine. It should be fine. Again, I'm not like 100% certain, but I feel like there is some kind of strategic plan behind this. It's not just like her just disappearing slowly. I feel like if she was to actually fully graduate and never do anything, she would probably make a big spectacle out of it and a big event out of it. Not like an ARG thing that people should find out, but more so, an actual goodbye kind of thing. But that is not the case, right? I feel like it is going to be a just her first debut, right? Which again, I'm very excited for, if that is the case, or if not, and she ends up tricking all of us and nothing actually happens, so she just returns like normal. That's also fine too, because obviously people just want to see more content from her at the end of the day. But yeah, I did find this quite funny, obviously, with it being related to the previous drama and all of that kind of stuff about her last talking about where Fillian was. And yeah, it seems that we have that little bit of an update on her, I guess, right? And if you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameSups, use my code Kaza, get 10% off. Again, they got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.